Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 16, Divine and Demoniac Nature. Today we're on text 11 and 12. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's see. Chintam Aparimeyam Cha Chintam Aparimeyam Cha Chintam Aparimeyam Cha Palayantam Upashita Palayantam Upashita Kamapa Bhoga Parama Kama Paboga Parama Itavad Iti Nishchita Itavad Iti Nishchita Ashapasha Shatar Badha Kamakroda Parayana Yante Kama Bhogartam Anya Yenartha Sanchayan Chintam Parimeyam Cha Layantam Pashita Kama Bhoga Parama Kama Paboga Parama Etavaditi Nischita Ashapasha Shatar Badha Kamakroda Parayana Ihante Kama Bhogartam Anya Yenartha Sanchayan Chitam fears and anxieties, aparimeyam, unmeasurable, cha, and pralaya, antam, unto the point of death, upashita, having taken shelter of them, kama upaboga, sense gratification, parama, the highest goal of life.
The highest goal of life.
Itavat. Thus. Iti. In this way. Nischita. A certain. Ashapasha. Entanglement in the network of hope. Satai. By hundreds. Baddha. Being bound. Kama. Lust. Krodha. Anger. Parayana, always situated in that mentality. Ihante, desire. Kama, lust. Bhoga, sense enjoyment. Artham, for that purpose. Anyayana, illegally. Artha, wealth. Sanjayan, accumulate. Translation, Prabhu. They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus there is no end to their anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Please repeat. They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is a prime necessity of human civilization. Thus there is no end to their anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Doesn't sound very good, does it? Doesn't sound like a very happy life. I purport by Srila Prabhupada. The demoniac accept that the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life. In this concept, they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of bodies according to one's karma or activities in this world. Their plans for life, they're never finished. They go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. We have personal experience of a person of such demonic mentality, who even at the point of death was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong life, even for a moment. When the notice is there is no consideration of the man's desire. The laws of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy. The demoniac person who has no faith in God or the supersoul within himself performs all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. He does not know that there is a witness sitting within his heart. The supersoul is observing the activities of the individual soul. As it is stated in the Vedic literature, the Upanishads, there are two birds sitting in one tree. The one is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of the branches, and the other is witnessing. But one who is demoniac has no knowledge of Vedic scriptures, nor has any faith. Therefore, he feels free to do anything for sense enjoyment, regardless of the consequences. Chintam apariyancha pralayantam upashita kama pa boga parama tavad iti nischita ashapasha shatarbada kama kroda prayana vihante kama bogartam anya yenarta sanchayan Om Jnana Tamanandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chaksuran Manitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Vanchikalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So Lord Krishna, continuing his description of divine and demoniac natures, and this is the tip. This is the obviously the demoniac nature being described. It's a life based around this body, sense gratification, right? The senses, and that's why we came to this world, right? To gratify the senses. And there's no end to their anxiety. Hiranyakasipu asked his son Prahlad, what's the best thing you've learned? And Prahlad, as a pure Vaishnava, said, Tat sadhu manye soravarya dehinam sada samudvya dhyam asadgrahat. Said those in the materialistic way of life, they're always full of anxieties because they have accepted a sadgraha, this body as permanent. We're trying to live our eternal life in a temporary world, right? Everything's frustrated. Sada samudviyam dhyam asadgrahat. So this is the nature. It says that Prabhupada often says there's not even a drop of happiness in the material world, and where Maya makes us think that suffering is happiness. So we're so used to gratifying our senses, life after life in this material world. So it's hard for us to accept initially at first that there's no happiness in this world. But Lord Krishna, the Creator, his verdict is dukkhalayam ashasvatam. This world is temporary and full of miseries. Dukkhalayam, full of miseries, ashasvatam, temporary. And also, what's he say? Abrahma bhuvana loka, right? From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places of misery. So you say, what's he talking about? Brahmaloka, the heavenly planets. He says they're all places of misery. So many people aspire to go to heaven, right? Especially those familiar with the Vedas and stuff. The Christians, they just think the heaven, they mistake heaven for the spiritual world. I was brought up as a Catholic, and that's the conception. Heaven for them is the spiritual world, but we know beyond heaven is the real spiritual world. Heaven is, with the angels, the Gandharvas, and the highest planet, Brahmaloka. But as Krishna says, they're all places of misery. So as we cleanse our heart, we come to realize the transient nature and the enjoyment with the senses is not it's not the all in all. It's just like a dog chasing its tail, right? It's just an endless cycle. And people strive, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, right? They want to get wealth. They want enjoyment with the opposite sex. They want a nice family. They want nice children, nice friends, relationships. But even if you get all these things, you can have you can have the best life. Say you're blessed with long life, a good partner, nice children, everything good, which is pretty rare to get everything. But some have it materially, but then temporary, ashasvatam. You have to leave. Like Prabhupada says there in the purport. Prabhupada has personal experience of this demonic mentality. Even at the point of death, he was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more, because his plans were not complete. But they're never complete, as Prabhupada says. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong life even for a moment. The laws of nature do not allow a second beyond what is one destined to enjoy. So that's the problem. So much frustration, so much heartbreak in this world, isn't it? Loved ones are torn from us. It's because it's not our place. That all those relationships are there in the spiritual world, and we can live eternally. So we've come here against the Lord's desire, and it's like the example there. You want to be satisfied, you have to pour the water on the root, right? You have to water the root of the tree, which is, you have to, instead of serving our own senses, there's a story Prabhupada says, the senses were, they didn't like the stomach was getting all the food, right? So they went on strike. We're not going to feed the stomach anymore. And so then, they tried to enjoy separately the food, and eventually they were just shriveling up. The body was, you don't feed the stomach, what happens? You get ill health and you die. You can't exist without food. So then they come to realize we need to feed the stomach. So this is the point, is we need to engage ourselves in devotional service, everything related. Whatever we're doing in the material world, you just have to add Krishna, right? And Krishna says that after attaining me, those great souls, yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they obtain the highest perfection. So that's our great advantage in Krishna consciousness. We're actually, day by day, advancing further and further in Krishna consciousness. And we don't have to worry about a fearful position in the future. It says, Prabhupada said, even for a few days, one that comes and chants Hare Krishna, and then he leaves, goes back in the world, his success in the future is guaranteed. So he guaranteed a human body. at least one comes here, pays obeisances to the deities, takes a little prasad, chants a little bit. He's guaranteed a human body, guaranteed again to come and get another chance to take up where he left off. But those that have no interaction with devotional service, with serving the pure devotee, then it's very precarious. They don't know 8,400,000 species. So one can go, one can have a nice family, but then he could be, the richest man in the world. In the next life, he could be degraded to animal life. And his son could be a demigod, right? It's like the straws coming together and then dispersing. They come together for a few moments and then the water just disperses them again. That's life in the material world. Srila Prabhupada said it's like a football. You're being thrown somewhere else. You go another planet, another body, another universe, right? And we assemble together for a short time, and then after that, our no one knows. But for devotees, we're entering into the real relationship with Krishna. And however we desire, if you want to serve Krishna, however you want to serve him. You want to serve him as a mother, you'll get that position. You want to serve him as a cowherd boy, you'll get that position. There's different relationships, whatever you want, whatever your inclination is. And you don't have to worry about being ripped apart and death coming and being thrown into another body, the cycle of birth and death, which we've done over and over and over and over. But we've forgotten, isn't it? So when the child's in the womb, if he's fortunate, he remembers his past so many births. I forget what it said, maybe 100 births or so. And he prays to the Lord, in that helpless position. Please, my Lord, I promise this time, when I get out of this womb in this horrible condition, I promise I'm going to take fully to your service, right? There's a song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur also regarding that. And then when he comes out of the womb, when he or she comes out, then, they get so much attention, and everyone's waiting on the new baby. Oh, everyone's cuddling the new baby, and he's the center of attention, right? They're the center of attention, new baby. And then the baby is covered by forgets. Oh, he said, this life is very nice. This material life is very nice. So again, it gets covered over like that. So Prabhupada says, now that you've come to Krishna consciousness, don't wait for another life. It says, another life, it's very risky. Maybe you're born, because Krishna says, Suchinam Shimatam Gehe Yoga Brasta Sanjayate, that you're guaranteed, we're all guaranteed to take a human body, and we can be born in a family of devotees, or we can be born in a rich family, very nice next birth for us. But so don't do that. Don't wait, because that covering potency is there. Who knows? Like, so many rich people, Bhogaishvarya Prasaktanam Taya Pritachaitasam. The minds of those who are too attached to material opulence and sense enjoyment, that determination doesn't take place for devotional service. So we could be lost again. And then we could again enter the cycle of birth and death. And so take Krishna consciousness seriously. Prabhupada said, just give one life to Krishna consciousness, and that's enough, fully, and that's enough to get us out of this material world. And let's see, I've got some. And again, we're thinking Krishna consciousness. It's difficult. It's austere. There's so much. So many do not do this. Do not do this. But that's our conditioning. Is actually suffering. All we're asking, all the acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu, they're asking, just give up your suffering. But we see it as not suffering. We see it as enjoyment. But, they have, and they get so wrapped up in this, this enjoyment. It's a fever. It says it's like being haunted by ghosts and witches. This materialistic mentality. You go, sometimes devotees on book distribution, People are too busy. I got no time, right? That's what it said here. They got endless desires. They, what's it say here? But that's what they say when you go to approach a lot of people. Sorry, I got no time. There goes right past the book distributor, and it's like it's like a tornado, a whirlpool of Maya. It's just so hard to get out. But luckily, somehow we've been taken out. We've been taken out of the fever of sense gratification, and now we can day by day, try to, again, take another step. Krishna says, if you take one step to Krishna, he takes so many more to you. He has, there's a nice purport here in the Srimad Bhagavatam I like to read. It's encouraging. It says, it's in that verse, Shrinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Prabhupada says, the Lord is reciprocally respondent to his devotees. When he sees a devotee is completely sincere in getting admittance to the transcendental service of the Lord, and has thus become eager to hear about him, the Lord acts from within the devotee in such a way the devotee may easily go back to him. The Lord's more anxious to take us back into his kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only very few men want to go back to Godhead. But anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Sri Krishna helps in all respects. One cannot enter the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. Material sins are products of our desire to lord over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in the devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. So I repeat that one. But when one is helped by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment, because every living being is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial. It takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself and from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind. So it's like we shouldn't be discouraged, right? If we come, if we're not feeling enlivened, if we're having problems in devotional service, because from time immemorial, we've been associated. So we have to get to the point of showing Krishna that we're serious about serving him. We actually do want to become, pure in this life. And Prabhupada says, when one is helped by the Lord himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord. That's what it says. Srinvata Svakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. We hear Krishna helps us from within. It's not mechanical. You just read and you become pure. Krishna is helping us to cleanse. He's in as super soul. Yeah? He's in the heart, and he cleanses desire. What's that verse? Out of compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, I destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So this is Krishna. We have to pray to Krishna to help us and show him. And then it's like you see a big train going down the track, and with hundreds of cars, and it just can't stop. Say a car passes the track. And gets stuck on the track. The train can't stop. It's just going to go right through it, right? It takes, so many minutes and minutes to stop that train. So we've been on this train of samsara for immemorial, millions of births to come into Krishna consciousness and expect immediate results. It's like it's not really practical. As we have to understand, we've been associated with these things from time immemorial. But still, we keep going, like the example there is a sparrow on the ocean, right? Trying to dry up the ocean. The ocean came and took the eggs from the sparrow. The sparrow had a nest, and the ocean came and swept up eggs out into the ocean. So the sparrow was so determined, right, that he was going to dry up the ocean. That's a great example. Is it possible for the sparrow to dry up the ocean? Maybe he could do it in a year, maybe, you think? No. Completely insane to think that. But he had determination, right? Krishna saw his determination, and what did he do to the sparrow? He sent Garuda. He sent Garuda to tell the ocean, give back the eggs, right? So Krishna stepped in and helped when he saw the sparrow's determination. So that's where our mentality has to be. No matter what, we're not going to give up Krishna consciousness. We're going to show Krishna. There's another example, King Prataparudra, in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Maharaj Prataparudra. Lord Chaitanya, of course, was a sannyasi. He wanted nothing to do with worldly people. Sannyasis can't associate with kings and sense enjoyers like that. Although the king was a great Vaishnava, but still Mahaprabhu refused to see the king. And so the king's determination was, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give everybody liberation except a king named Prataparudra, except for me. He says, if he's not going to see me or give me his mercy, then I'm going to give up my life. That's his determination. He was not going to. He said, I can't get the mercy, I'm just going to give up my life. That's determination. And so then, because he had pleased the devotees, and he'd come as a menial street sweeper in front of Lord Jagannath, and on the devotees' request, he got the darshan. Mahaprabhu got the story is the king dressed during the Rath Yatra. Lord Chaitanya went to take some rest in one of the gardens there, and the king took off his kingly robes and just came, and I think he was massaging Lord Chaitanya. He got his mercy like that. But his determination was there. So that's a nice example. We have to constantly strive. There's another nice verse in the Gita. Krishna says, let's see. Let's find it here. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantas cha dridavrata namasyantas chamabhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me in devotion. This is a symptom of Mahatma. So this is so this determination is there. The other day someone was talking in class about eagerness. We have to get this eagerness. This is a way to purchase Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu has come to give the fruits of love for God. These fruits fulfill all your desires. Fruits of love of God. When the Panchatatvasi devotees have taken these fruits and eaten them and are tasting these fruits, they become so happy. So Mahaprabhu wants us to develop our love for God. And these fruits can be eaten. The price is some eagerness. So it says, if Krishna consciousness is available, Rupa Goswami gives a verse, you should purchase it immediately. So Prabhupada said, yes, it's available. Prabhupada's giving it. He's come all over the world. Krishna's seller is there. He's selling Krishna. So he said, what's the price? The price, it's eagerness. So, but this eagerness, it's not so easy thing to get the eagerness. The real eagerness. It says you can execute pious activities for millions and millions of births. You can do pious activities, right? Giving charity, but you still won't get this eagerness. So, what's some pious activities? Anyone know what the name of pious activity? Pardon?
wells, planting trees, opening schools,
Right, opening,
charity.
yeah, opening hospitals, schools, charity. Yeah, millions of births you can do that, but you won't get this eagerness. But how do you get it? Prabhupada said, by the association of devotees. That's how you get the eagerness. By associating with devotees, you get the eagerness. And this association is what when we're hearing about Krishna and reading and hearing from the pure devotees, eagerness is awakened. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakta Sabhi Kabanoi Shravanadi Surechite Karayudoi. Shravanadi, it's awakened, like we're all been bitten by the snake. It's like we're in a coma. We're thinking we're these bodies, right? We're thinking, this is the mentality. We're thinking this body and sense enjoyment is for me. Let me gratify my senses. But we're actually not this body. But by hearing, we awaken and we come out of this. Like Lord Chaitanya says, Jeev Jago, wake up, sleeping souls, wake up. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? And he said, I have descended just to save you. And other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I have brought the medicine, will wipe out the disease of illusion which are suffering. That's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's the medicine. Will wake us up. Like there's a snake charming guy. If a person's bitten by a snake, before they die, they go into a coma, isn't it? But then the expert snake charmers can actually chant mantras and different procedures to bring you out of the coma. So this is a material mantra, a snake charming mantra. You can learn this art, I think, especially in Navadvip and different places in India. There's people that still practice this. They're trained in the mantra. So, but they don't just, there's some training. You need to become expert in the mantra for this to work, for the snake charming mantra to work on people. So Prabhupada said, this is material mantra. So what to speak? We're chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. That's directly Lord Krishna himself. And this is the incarnation of Krishna in this age. So much potency, it's Krishna himself, non-different. But we're chanting, we don't realize we're associating with Krishna. Whenever we're chanting Hare Krishna, we're associating directly with Krishna. But due to offenses, we don't think Krishna is close by. He's right there. And Prabhupada says, he is there. So our business is to try to relieve ourselves of these offenses, the 10 offenses. And then when the offenses are gone, you become mad for Krishna. When Lord Chaitanya was preaching to Prakashananda, Saraswati, and all the Mayavadis in Banarsi, he said, there's one verse that Ishvara Puri, Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master, taught him again and again. Evam Vritasva Priya Nama Kirtya. It says, when a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he's agitated and loudly chants the holy name of the Lord. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, chants like a madman, not caring for outsiders. So this is because when you become pure, you realize Krishna is right there with you. And Rupa Goswami was saying, what nectar is there in the two syllables, Krishna? He says, when the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance in the mouth. We want many millions of mouths. And then when it enters the ears, we would desire many millions of ears. And it enters the courtyard of the heart. All the activities become subdued. And Mahaprabhu read this verse, he was ecstatic. So this is the nature of Mahamantra. So Lord Chaitanya said, told the Mayavadis, don't think I chant and dance like a madman on purpose. He said, I can't avoid it. He said, I become mad. He went to a spiritual master and said, what mantra have you given me? I become mad just by chanting this Mahamantra. So that's the nature of the holy name. And this will help us, as we advance, we'll become out of this demoniac mentality more and more. That we'll give up our plans for sense gratification. Like here, the plans for life of the demoniac mentality are never finished. They go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. And I heard Prabhupada say the same story on a lecture a few days ago, how this person was requesting the doctor, please, my plans aren't finished, just give me 4 more years. But it doesn't work like that. We all have a certain number of days. Of course, karmani nirdahati kintuja bhakti bhajam. Devotees, their karma is minimized by Krishna. He takes that karma and finishes it off. All the seeds, because we have different seeds in our heart of past karma. And these seeds are all destroyed by just executing devotional service. And this whole ocean of nescience, the whole ocean, the whole material world, we see so huge, so many millions and millions of planets. Shamastrataye palapalavam padam mahat padam punya yasho marari. That this whole universe for a devotee, it shrinks just to like a little puddle when the calf hoof print, and that you can step right over it. That's how you can step over material existence. And it says padam padam yadvipadam natesham. That there's danger at every step. That's in the same verse. But natesham, not for the devotees. There's no danger at every step for devotees, because they're protected by Krishna. By service to the pure devotees, you become dear to Krishna. So this is Prabhupada's great mercy. He, as a liberated soul, he came from the spiritual world, and there's a verse here I read the other day. Let's see. Where's that? Here. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto. Prabhupada said, a Nitya-Siddha devotee comes from Vaikuntha upon the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and shows by his example how to become a pure devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, is a practical example for all living entities, including Lord Brahma. So, this is what we have the fortune of serving in our Krishna conscious movement, a Nitya-Siddha devotee that's come, and he's showing us how to be a pure devotee. Like Mahaprabhu came too. What did Lord Chaitanya do? He was chanting, dancing. He's getting up early in the morning, going to see Lord Jagannath. Our whole life in Krishna consciousness is based after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So kind, Lord Krishna himself came, 5,000 years ago, but people were not taken to Krishna consciousness. So he comes again. Okay, I'll teach you how to do it, right? Krishna said, Man mana bhava mad bhakto majaji mang namasku. Always think of me. Become my devotee, worship me, offer your obeisances. Surely you'll come back to me. But then Mahaprabhu, no one was doing it. So Mahaprabhu came, age of Kali. Who's going to do it in the age of Kali? So Mahaprabhu came back, so merciful. Lord Krishna is so merciful. He comes to show us personally, chanting, dancing, living a life in Krishna consciousness, and this is what Srila Prabhupada did. He's coming as the great general of Lord Chaitanya. He's coming, he established the program we're doing, rising early, Mongol Arti, chanting minimum number of rounds, which was greatly reduced. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said that if you can't chant 64 rounds, you're fallen. So see how fallen we are. It's reduced to 16. In the beginning of the movement, Prabhupada was testing. He told Mukunda, Prabhu at that time, you got to chant 64 rounds. And Mukunda didn't know what to say. So he was hesitating. I think he told this to a few different devotees at different times. And he said, okay, you do 32, right? And then again, it was some, and Prabhupada said, okay, 16 minimum, right? So it's been adjusted. Srila Prabhupada sees the fallen nature of us as Kali Yuga has progressed. The mind can't focus very strong. But if you chant 16 good rounds, we should understand, when we chant 16 rounds, we should think, oh, I'm supposed to, ideally chant 64, because that was the standard before. But at least I can try and chant 16 good rounds, right? try and focus, whatever, chant loudly, try and hear, chant from the heart, praying to Krishna, please help me, I have no strength, I'm fallen, I'm unqualified, I'm trying, but I'm failing. Krishna's a person, Krishna's in the heart, Krishna's with us, Krishna's everywhere. So we pray to Krishna, and like I said, when one is helped by the Lord himself, the process becomes as easy as anything. So we have to get that point where we convince Krishna that we're serious, and then we can proceed more smoothly in devotional service. So, does anyone like to add anything? Any comments or questions? You can see what I got here in my notes. Yeah, it's a very, very sad world out there. In the age of Kali, things are, in this age of Kali, it's the worst age. People are always disturbed, unlucky. It's that verse in the Bhagavatam describing the short duration of life. Manda samanda matayo manda bhagyo padrata. So there's anxiety here, right? And this is a world of anxiety. It's kunta. Vaikunta, no anxiety. So you can enter Vaikunta even while in this body. But you take that anxiety and you put it into devotional service. You spiritualize it. Like, Mother Jasoda's in anxiety. Is Krishna going to get hurt? Or the demon's going to attack him? Or different anxieties in our service. Srila Prabhupada had anxieties about, this different court cases, things were thrown at him different ways, but of course he's completely transcendental. But anxiety will be there because it's the nature of this world. So we just keep that anxiety for Krishna. Don't be wrapped up in sense gratification anymore. And don't enter again into the womb. We should be determined. Because if someone thinks, how can I be Krishna conscious right now? I'm very fallen. But Lord Chaitanya's name is Patita Pavana. So deliver the most fallen. So the more fallen, the more claim you have, right? Lochanda, or Narottam Das, of course, says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Daya Koramore, please give me your mercy, Lord Chaitanya. And Prabhupada's imitating Lord Chaitanya. You asking for my mercy? You're so fallen, you're so sinful. My mercy is not for you. But then, I think it was Narottam says, Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. But yes, my Lord, I'm very fallen, there's no doubt. But you have descended to deliver persons like us. That's why the Lord came. So we can't use that excuse, I'm so fallen, I can't. No, it means you're more qualified. So the greater your claim. So we're all being tested every minute by Krishna, by Maya. So take the process. Mahaprabhu has descended, shown the example. Srila Prabhupada has come and tailored it for our personal needs. The expert physician knows how to, use time, place, and circumstance. And, Srila Prabhupada is being dictated 24/7 by the Lord personally. One devotee once asked Srila Prabhupada, if you could go back to the beginning of the movement and do something different, would you change anything? What you've done before? You maybe made some mistakes or something from before. What do you think Srila Prabhupada said? Anybody have any idea what he said? He said, no. Everything I did was exactly as the Lord dictated to me. So the pure devotee is in constant communion with the Lord. And so the process has been handed to us. So we just have to try to take it more and more seriously. Pray for that eagerness. Eagerness comes, I said, by association with the devotees. And here's how we get the association of the best devotee, right here. Reading Srila Prabhupada's Vani, hearing his lectures, it's just like Prabhupada's right there speaking with you directly to thunderbolts on the mountains, breaking apart all our sinful activities from the past. So it says, this holy name's so powerful. Even people that, like the Harinam parties are so valuable. People are forced to hear it. Prabhupada said, we're forcing them to become pious simply by hearing this Maha Mantra. So, anything else? Prabhu?
I think most people in the modern age don't realize what being pious is. They have no concept of what is good. Their standard is directed to sense enjoyment. So how can we tell them, no, it's not sense enjoyment?
Right. How do you tell them this? Your sense enjoyment is an illusion. How do you tell them that? Right. Well, you can. If a person is receptive, they have to be kind of open to accept that. It has to be, but some people are just too closed to grasp the philosophy. It's like Prabhupada was preaching one time. I think it's in England. He was having a conversation with the BBC, and he was just talking simple thing: how you're not the body. He talked for like a half hour or so, and he couldn't get it. The person could not understand how he's not the body. He said, "Look," Prabhupada said, "you eat, the animals eat, you eat." You know, he was just doing different simple things, and he couldn't grasp it. So even hearing from Srila Prabhupada, but the vibration was there. I'm sure he became very purified by that. But that's why it says, so certain people, you just chant Hare Krishna, like the Harinams are powerful. They try and give him a book. If he reads a book, it'll enter his heart. And prasadam, of course. Everyone likes to eat nice, delicious prasadam. So there's stories of different people that joined Krishna conscious over there. They just were eating tons and tons of prasad for years, right? And finally they became, it just hit them, they became so purified just from the prasadam. It's like in Miami, Prabhupada came to Miami, and Abhiram was there. Abhiram Prabhu's here in Vrindavan now, but Prabhupada said, "How did you all come?" And he said, some devotee said, "Prasadam." So Prabhupada said, "Abhiram, would you take prasadam?" "Yeah, I come from prasadam too." So prasadam is a secret weapon. So prasadam is Krishna. So even it says, we take it for granted, but getting prasadam. Prabhupada came to this world from Goloka and given us prasadam. Without him, you can't get prasadam. You need a pure devotee to have it offered to Krishna. Krishna won't accept it. He accepts through his devotees. So we take it for granted. We get prasadam every day, but it's demigods. It's hard to find prasadam. It's hard to get prasadam in the heavenly planets. Lord Chaitanya said in the Chaitamrita, there's a passage there which says, even the demigods find it difficult to get prasad. We don't understand it. We're in Mahaprabhu's mission somehow or other. We've got really special mercy that we take for granted. But prasadam is very powerful. Yes, Prabhu?
In the 1980s in England, the prasadam that got people was halva.
Oh.
Soho Street was known for halva.
Halva, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I know people where halva captured them also. Amazing prasadam. Anybody else to add anything? Okay, thank you very much. I'll go to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna